I want you to cry into your Hello Kitty pillow. I want you to put your headphones on. I want you to listen to some Taylor Swift. And I want you to shake it off, you bland bitch.
What up, y'all? It's KMV, the Sexy Ninja, and the place to be for a Paper Saber universe, and this is the New World Podcast, brother. We're talking about Dynamite, April 22nd, 2026. Excalibur, Nigel, Tony on commentary. We're in Portland, Oregon at the Veterans Memorial Coliseum. Yes. I am still trying to shake this cold or flu or whatever the hell it is. And slowly I just can't shake the cough. That's pissing me off. But that's okay. I sat here and I watched me some Dynamite. And it starts off with a pissed off MJF. He wants his title back. He wants his rematch. He wants it all. And while he's telling the crowd, he's ready to fight too. He looks like he's ready to fight. Here comes Kevin Knight, the new TNT champion. I was like, oh, Kevin Knight, you say? Okay, I'm interested. Where are we going with this? And Kevin refers to himself as the Jet. That was getting a little annoying. Even MJF calls it out. I was like, all right, Jet. You know? It was pretty funny. But Kevin Knight does go off on MJF and tells him, like, hey, you know, I'm a fighting champion. You've never won this title, you know, just going at him. And MJF's like, okay, well, you know what? I'll face you for that title. Let's do it. Me and you. And Kevin Knight's like, all right. A ref comes out and MJF powders out. He's like, not here, though, in Portland. Next week. And I was like, MJF and Kevin Knight for the TNT Championship next week? Yes, boy. Oh, my gosh. I was like, let's do this, man. So that's going to be next week. And then we go to Renee with the Demand and Jericho. Oh, my gosh. So, I don't know if this is MJF just being meta for this time. MJF. Jericho going to be meta for the sake of being meta. Because you know Jericho's humor. You know Jericho's what he thinks funny, what he thinks works. And sometimes it just doesn't. So Ricochet tells him, like, who's going to team up with the guy that got his ass beat every week by the Demand? And Jericho just says, cease and desist. And Ricochet's like, what? And Jericho's like, well, and he takes off his jacket. He's wearing a shirt with what Ricochet was exactly saying. And in my mind, I'm like, are you... I thought the apple was bad. Or the learning tree was bad. But this is meta Jericho. No. Cease. Okay. But the man has a match with him. Said, Jericho, who's going to team up with you? Who's the two guys you're going to find? And Jericho's like, everyone that hates you, I'll find them. Bald man, you know. Then we get Brody King versus Lio Rush. I will tell you this. I think Leo's cool. I think he's fine. This new persona he's given, it's Gollum, Schmeagol, rolled into one. The Black Heart, he's psycho, you know. There's parts of the match where I was like, just end him, Brody. just destroy him. Because I'm getting kind of like the mannerisms and the, you know, and I was just like, all right, I get it. Brody, smash. And Brody does get the win. Cuts a promo after. He tells Darby, like, yay, I'm proud of you. We've been up and down these roads together. But, you know, I want to get mine at some point. So Brody basically sort of issuing a challenge until later on. Then we get Renee with Tommaso Ciampa. He's got a big match for the championship with Darby tonight. And you know Ciampa's going to bring it. He's the psycho killer. Cope didn't listen. Mina versus Shida. This was a really fun match, hard-hitting. This is why we watch AEW, because this is where the best wrestle. And Mina and Shida brought it tonight, and Shida got the win. Chris Statlander kind of helped. So I was like, ooh, what are you doing, Chris? You know, and what are we doing with Chris Statlander? She was once a world champion, and now she's kind of reduced to being the sidekick. I don't know if I like that, you know? So, but Shida got the win with the help of Chris. We get an Okada package, and then we go into Will Ospreay versus Mark Davis. This was a hard-hitting battle. I really enjoyed it. And it was due to a doctor stoppage because of his neck. And I don't know how much of it's real, how much of it's not, or what story we're trying to tell, but it just feels like, anytime somebody comes back from a specific injury, they really focus on that injury. It's like, yes, I understand he got his neck surgery and this and that, but they really focus on it to a little bit too much. Like, it kind of reminds me of when Kenny came back with all his stomach issues, and he goes, yeah, thank you. I appreciate everyone. I appreciate everyone treating me the way they do by being sincere and apologizing. And he goes, but stop. It doesn't have to be every week. And they're doing this. And with this ref stoppage, Davis gets the win over Will Ospreay. And I was like, oh, shit. Okay. Is this... What are we doing with Will? I thought the goal was Wembley Stadium. And he's still tied up with the Don Callis family. Don was on commentary for this, but yeah, I'm interested of what Tony Khan is doing with Will Ospreay. And of course, Davis did a beatdown afterwards. Then Marina, Mox, and the rest of the Mox cult show up, and they kidnap Will. It was so strange and delightful all at the same time. I was like, what are they doing? Like, Mox and Will had this crazy battle for the championship at Dynasty, and Mox beat him. Are they going to reforge Will Ospreay? Is that what they're doing here? Because I'm like, all right. Because Claudio puts him right over his shoulders. Are we going to take Will Ospreay and take him to the levels he needs to get back to being Will Ospreay with the help of Jon Moxley? That's interesting. That's very, very interesting. Then we get Renee with Alec Windsor. Jamie Hayter's hurt. She's out for now. And Persephone, hope I said that right, joins Alex to fight the Sisters of Madness. The Triangle of Madness, Sisters of Sin, at Collision. Then we get Joe. Samoa Joe's back. Hell yeah. I don't know why he plays with his food. Like, this match went a little bit longer than it should, but Joe got squash gang, and Joe gets the win. And Joe looking great, and he comes out. Hook comes out, and Joe just looks at him, a little bit of a side hug. And I was like, what's going to happen with the Ops now that Joe is back? We get a Darby package, then we get Renee with Jericho. He found some ex-WWE guys. He's going to team up with them. I'm surprised he didn't team up with Cope and Christian, but... Jericho gets the Hurt Syndicate, and they're going to take on The Demand. 3-on-3. Now, the main event. Darby Allin versus Tommaso Ciampa. Tony Khan welcomes Darby first. He cuts a promo. He's telling us, he's like, this is for me. This is for you. This is for all of us. We really, I'm a champion for this reason. And I want to fight, and be your fighting champion. I will defend it every week. And here comes MJF. He's like, no. Give me back my championship now. I want it back now. Screw these people. Screw you, Darby. And Darby's like, no. Back of the line. No, you're not getting this. No. And he tells him, like, I'm going to be a fighting champion every week. So, if you can, please, I will face Tommaso Ciampa. Tommaso Ciampa's music. My shadow knows my story. I'm sorry. I love his entrance. He comes out, and when MJF gets in his face, I'm like, oh my God, I want that match. And Tommaso Ciampa just looks at him, and MJF's just like, what the hell's going on? And Tommaso Ciampa just kisses him on the cheek. And I'm like, oh, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. That was awesome. You want to know what else is awesome? This match right here. Darby and Tommaso Ciampa took it to a whole new level. This is my match of the night, man. Tommaso Ciampa got bloody open. There's crazy spots. Oh, my gosh. And then Darby jumping off the top rope into Tommaso Ciampa through a table. I'm just like, my God, man. Is this what we're going to get every week? And after the dust settles and respect was shown by Tommaso Ciampa by tapping out to the Scorpion Deathlock, He hands Darby back his championship because Darby retains. And I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like standing. I'm like dancing. I'm like, yeah. This was awesome. And then just to put the cherry on the top for this Dynamite, Brody comes out. And he says, I talked to Tony Khan, and with your permission, Darby, me and you next week. And Darby's like, I just got done with the match. But all right, let's go. So now I'm just interested on where Darby is going. Is he taking the championship all the way to Double or Nothing May 24th in New York City? What are we doing for All In? So a lot of things, and I gotta say it's a two-sided sword. It's good and it's interesting. And is it bad? I don't think it's bad. Keeps us guessing, keeps us on our toes. You know what I mean? Like, so Darby retains and he's gonna face Brody next week, and I'm like, let's go. And I give this Dynamite a solid 5 out of 5. April 22nd, 2026, Excalibur, Nigel, Tony on commentary in Portland, Oregon at the Veterans Memorial Coliseum. And this was a good night, man. Darby and Ciampa is my match of the night. Moment of the night, I gotta say, goes to MJF and Kevin Knight. That was awesome. That was awesome, dude. I'm very excited about that match. So tell me what you thought of the show. Drop those comments below. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Share with your grandma, share with your grandpa, share with the bum down at Walmart. I'm KMB, the Sexy Ninja. And remember that the New World Podcast is for life, brother.